Collingwood in the year 1897. No single event of this era has been as terrifying or evil as that involving Quentin Collins and Count Petofi. Using his enormous powers, Petofi has successfully transferred his own diabolical mind into the body of Quentin, and vice versa. And on this night, a young woman with certain mental powers of her own will begin to sense the truth.
Miss Trask, and I am going to call you that.
Well, I can't think why.
I think we've wasted enough time discussing Quentin. He is still my fiancé. I spent the entire evening with him.
Well, that don't mean a thing, love. Don't mean a thing.
Quentin, is your business finished so soon?
Yes.
I hope it went well.
But I won't know until later. If you'll excuse me, it's getting late. I have an early appointment.
Of course. Good night, darling.
Good night.
Well, what's the matter with you?
It ain't him.
What are you talking about?
That man ain't Quentin Collins.
Upstairs is not Quentin Collins.
That's right.
Oh, that shows how differently people can see things. I thought he looked remarkably like Quentin.
Looked like him, yes. But it wasn't him. There was something terribly different about him.
That is true. Quentin has changed a great deal since I came into his life.
No, that ain't it. It's something different. Something evil.
Evil?
You better listen to me. I can sense things like this, and I'm never wrong. I'm beginning to see something. A building, not far from here. It's a strange sort of building. The inside walls are made of stone. And there's furniture. I say a sort of music stand. And stairs. The building is below the ground. And somewhere in that building is the real Quentin Collins. He's in that building. Quentin is.
The conversation is about me. I think I should take part.
Oh, no, you shouldn't, Governor. You ain't Quentin.
What are you saying?
You can fool everybody else, but not me.
I think you better explain yourself, Charity.
You're the one what's got explaining to do. Suppose you answer a few questions, like, the date of your brother Carl's birth.
My brother Carl's birth.
And the date of his death. Answer me that one.
You're completely mad.
You can't tell me because you don't know. I got another one for you. What did Carl give you on your 21st birthday? I remember him telling me what it was. Now you tell me.
I am not in the habit of taking orders to do things.
You're stalling, that's what you're doing. You don't know the answers.
Angelique, what kind of nonsense has she been telling you?
Well, nothing I can take seriously.
You better take it seriously if you know what's good for you.
Is that a threat?
You still haven't answered my questions.
Quentin, why don't you just tell her what she wants to know? Then we can all get some sleep.
I refuse to answer her questions. I don't have to be interrogated by some mad maniac.
Mad am I? You can fool everyone else, but you can't fool me. You ain't Quentin.
Now you listen to me.
You let go of me. I don't want you touching me.
We do not want your madness in this house. Now there's to be no more of that. Do you understand?
Who are you? And what have you done with poor Quentin?
I said that.
Stay away from me! Stay away from me!
Well, Quentin.
Well, what?
Well, why don't you admit it?
What do you mean? Admit it.
Admit that you handled that situation very badly.
And just how would you have handled the situation?
Well, I wouldn't have gotten so angry with Charity, for one thing.
She's a lunatic.
Well, if it's all in her imagination, what can you possibly fear from
That's
it?
not the point. I don't have to subject myself to her madness.
Quentin, why don't you have a brandy? I'm really quite concerned about you.
Are you really?
Yes. A man has a right to peace of mind in his own home.
You know, I think I like you like that.
Like what?
Well, so warm and understanding. Perhaps I was wrong about us.
No. No, I like to think that I'm the one who was wrong. Perhaps I shouldn't have postponed the wedding.
Would you consider a new date?
Yes, I would.
Good night, Angelique.
Wonder where your good friend Evan Hanley is now. He must be quite a good lawyer. I mean, any man who can talk himself out of being buried alive.
Be quiet!
If you're not happy with my company, you might as well leave. Count Petofi.
Stop calling me that.
But that's your name.
Know who I am. You will address me by my real name.
What would people think if I did that? My name is Aristide. May I introduce you to my good friend, Quentin Collins? What's that? Oh, yes. Well, I realize he doesn't look like Quentin Collins.
Stop it.
Just trying to point out the absurdity of it all. And that you might as well resign yourself to the situation. As far as the world is concerned, you will play the master and I the servant. At least for the moment.
What do you mean, for the moment?
Sooner or later, I plan to leave the dreariness of this mill for the grandeur of Collinwood.
You at Collingwood? You
not-
think your master would ever entertain such an idea? You're crazy.
I'm not talking about the Collinwood now. I mean the Collinwood of the future.
You seriously believe he intends to take you with him to the future?
I certainly do.
I was wrong. You're not crazy. You're stupid. He doesn't need you anymore. In the Collingwood of the future, he'll have all the comforts of life. Take you with him, indeed. An albatross around his neck, that's what you'd be, and he knows it.
That's enough.
The truth is sometimes painful, isn't it, Aristide? You know your master's made it clear he wants this body kept unharmed, so I'd suggest you put that knife away before you make a serious blunder.
I'm not going to make any blunder. Oh, I know you're going to get yours. I only wish I could be here to see it.
You will be, Aristide. You will be.
Someone's coming. Get in the back room and wait.
No intention of going anywhere.
You'll do exactly what I say.
You're forgetting the game, Aristide. I am the master and you are the servant. In the presence of others, you will do as I say.
Well, Angelique. You're the last person I expected to come here.
Oh? Why aren't I welcome?
Of course you are, my dear. What can I do for you?
What pleasant quarters you have, Count Patoffi. And what an interesting music stand. Do you play an instrument?
His Excellency is extremely fond of music.
Angelique didn't come here to admire our modest furnishings.
That's right, I did not. I would like to speak with you alone.
By all means, my dear. Aristide, you will leave the room.
Excellency, do you think that would be wise?
Are you questioning me?
No.
Then get out.
But Excellency...
I said get out!
I'll come right to the point. You and I had a bargain, I believe, not to interfere in one another's plans. But I have reason to believe that you are doing something to Quentin Collins. Something that has made him change. Something that will bring him to great harm.
You should have been the first one I told, but I was afraid you'd be the last one to believe me.
Why, what are you talking about?
You must believe me now, Angelique. However bizarre it sounds, you must believe me.
Believe what?
That I am Quentin Collins.
Charity, it's Quentin. I want to talk with you. Open the door.
What do you want to talk about?
But I'd like to apologize for being angry. I didn't mean a word I said. You must believe that.
All right.
There's no reason why we can't be friends. So, open the door.
No. No, I don't want to open the door.
But there's no need for you to be afraid of me, Charity.
Well, I am. I don't trust you. I don't even know who you really are.
Charity, I don't think you should say things like that.
I can't help it. It's the truth, ain't it?
Now, you listen to me, and you listen carefully. If you go on raving the way you have been, your days are numbered, Charity. What are you doing here?
I had no choice. I had to come to you.
You better have a very good reason, Aristide.
Angelique. She's at the mill right now.
Angelique?
She said she had to talk to him. He told me to get out. I had no choice. I had to obey him or else give the whole thing away.
That's the first sensible thing you've done in a long time.
I can't imagine what she wants to talk to him about.
That doesn't bother me. What concerns me is what he will talk to her about.
What difference does it make if he tells her everything? No one else has believed him. Why should she?
Because she has a reason to believe him.
Told you everything. From the moment it happened until now. You do believe me, don't you?
Yes. Yes, I believe you. But it's easy to see why others don't.
One other person believed me. Julia Hoffman. But before she could help me, she'd disappeared.
Yes, Julia was convinced that something terrible was going to happen. Now listen to me. I want you to stay here, but I will come back for you. I promise you that.
Where are you going?
I can't tell you that now.
I'm afraid to stay here alone.
No, you must. I can't explain it to you now, but you'll understand it all when I return.
You know what Aristide did when I sent him out of here? He went directly to Petofi and told him about your visit. I know Petofi said he doesn't want this body harmed, but he also said if I kept on fighting him, he'd kill me. Take me with you. Hide me until you can help me.
Yes. Yes, I suppose it is time. But you know the truth. Quentin, what on earth are you doing here?
Under ordinary circumstances, I might ask you the same question. But then these are not ordinary circumstances, are they?
What do you mean?
You're really very good. While Charity was bantering on tonight, I kept looking at you for a sign. But your face was nothing. But the fact that you've come here tells me everything. He has told you the whole thing, hasn't he?
No use denying it. He knows.
Yes, I know. But you're the one who really loses, Angelique.
I lose?
Yes. Think of what you might have had. The mind of Count Petofi and the body of Quentin Collins. It's really quite an incredible combination. Believe me, I know.
I wouldn't care to.
You can't leave here. You know that, don't you?
You can't stop me.
Yes, I can. How severe I have to be depends on you.
I am no ordinary mortal.
Nor am I. You have not yet felt the full power of this hand, my dear.
You cannot use its full power against me. I can resist it, and you know that.
That was true before, but not now.
It is still true. You cannot keep me here. Good night, Count Petofi.
Aristide? Now you see, my dear, I did not come unprepared for you this time. You see, before you were able to devote all your energy and power of concentration to it so that you could resist me. But you are vulnerable to fire. And while you are concentrating on that, it makes you impossible to resist this.